What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang? This your boy 49er Dion here, back with another video. Sorry I am late. Looks like I am about 9 minutes late. I do properly apologize. Sometimes you get into playing the Division Two, man, and it gets into you. What's going on, Matt? ZR Rider Zone. How you doing? How you doing? You're a Seahawks fan, but Matthew is your fiance, so you'll be respectful. Okay, well, hey, it's all good, Matt. I'm married to a Cowboys fan. What can we do, man? We can't help the people that we love. So, with that being said, this video is strictly about our wide receivers. Now, I didn't tap too much into the wide receivers in the draft, but I did tap into the guys that will have in free agency and the guys that we have. Um, basically, just trying to double check and see what we can do because though we have some viable wide receivers, it's always beautiful to have more options. And with Matthew Stafford being off the market, no more talk about that. People can put that to dry. Hang that up, close it up, do whatever you want to do with it. It's not going to be a situation that you have to worry about. It'll be a new situation for us is Deshaun Watson still. We have to wait and see what happens with that. We don't know if the 49ers are going to pull the trigger, if they're going to offer up, hey, what's going on, Horatio, my brother? If they're going to offer up any and everything to get Deshaun Watkins and all this other stuff. We just don't know because he has a very large contract. Hey, Mom, I see you out there. He has a very large contract. We would obviously be giving them Jimmy Garoppolo, but this 3 first round thing and another second rounder and, core defensive players, like this is all too much. Yeah, I saw it, Matt. And there was another thing. Before I get into this wide receiver talk, for God's sakes, whoever this is that tried to pick this up about us offering anything for Kirk Cousins, we don't nobody want Kirk Cousins. That is the stat padding machine of the century. That's all that is. That man ain't winning no Super Bowl. He padded his stats. He got franchise tagged twice with the Washington football team, formerly the Washington Redskins. And on top of that, what's up, Roy Boy, my guy? And then on top of that, the man went and robbed the Minnesota Vikings for $84 million. That's $84 million. $84 million. Hey man, look. One thing you can say about Kirk Cousins, that man know how to get paid, baby. He can get paid. I'm not gonna front him, man. Hey, look, while you in the NFL, you got to get your money. And as a quarterback, that is the premium position for you to earn a really large chunk of cash in a very short span of time. The guarantees are crazy. Look at what happened with Jared Goff. They shipped his ass off to Detroit with his contract. They were so busy trying to get rid of that contract that it was ridiculous. The stupidest thing on planet Earth. And I have to say this. I man, I am done. I actually thought about it. And I heard this. The Rams have not had a first round pick in the last 7 or 8 years because they keep trading it away. They keep mortgaging their future. Okay, we're going to mortgage our future on Jalen Ramsey. Oh, we got to go ahead and get Matthew Stafford. All these, and Matthew Stafford is a patchwork quarterback. You have to think about it like this. He's not a long-term solution. I think Stafford is like 35 or 36. So he's not going to be around for long. And Matthew Stafford is taking some hits, man, and he's had back problems. Back problems don't just go away. I know for a fact because I hurt my back when I was a child, and I kid you not, I had a little episode in the kitchen today where I just bit down John V, my brother from another mother. How you doing, fam? Hopefully the lady and y'all had a wonderful day on her birthday yesterday. Everybody out there in the chat, man, y'all got to shout out John V's wife. It was her birthday yesterday. So Matthew Stafford ain't a long-term solution, but with no first-round pick, that means you're drafting in the second round hoping you can develop somebody to come in and take that man's place. But that's a real long shot here. So it's definitely really, really frustrating right now for the Rams because I tell you right now, Cooper Kupp ain't no Marvin Jones III. Oh, yeah, definitely. Always, John B. But Cooper Cup ain't no Marvin Jones III. He ain't no Kenny Galladay. Neither is Robert Woods. You going to the Rams like they got the greatest thing in the earth. All they doing is running the same shit we run. That is a baby Kyle Shanahan over there and Sean McVay. There's so many copycats in this league. They're all running Kyle Shanahan's offense. So it ain't like you doing nothing different. Dan Orlovsky, the dick rider he is, we all know how he is. Mr. Orlovsky loves him a quarterback, and he was one of the worst quarterbacks to ever step foot on a field in general. But it didn't make sense. Like I don't understand how you can do that. So for me, period, point blank, uh, they mortgaged their future again. They failed. Ha ha to the Rams, and we'll be passing them on by. It just it is what it is. There's nothing else that you can do. You know what I'm saying? The Rams continue to mortgage their future year after year, thinking they're going to get that one person that's going to go ahead. Yeah, Rams don't have a first round pick until 2024, and they'll probably fuck that one off too. I can guarantee it. You know. Oh no, Cooper Cup. Yeah, don't even Matt. You should have never even put that comment up. See, check this out, guys. He this no, no, never mention those two in the same vein. Period. Rams gave up Golf, Gurley, Brandon Cook. Yeah, they're all gone. And they mortgaged it. And each one of these dudes cost them a first round pick. Golf technically did because they used the pick in the first round. But that's what it is. So enough of the Rams and their stupidity. Let's go ahead and jump into the wide receivers. So for us, the wide receivers that we have returning for next season, Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Travis Benjamin. Remember, he opted out this year. If you opted out due to COVID, you still technically have that year under contract with us. So Travis Benjamin will be back next year, and Richie James. Now, here's the correlation between Richie. Yeah, yeah, man. Ain't that comment should have never been up there. So the correlation between Travis Benjamin and Richie James is they're both the return guys. Benjamin has more of a career being a return man, so he's a more dynamic type of dude. But he coming off a year of doing nothing, man. He probably stayed in shape, but you can only stay in so much shape. Football shape is when you get out there, you get hit, your body builds that callus, and you go through the year. You do what you need to do to stay healthy, all of those things. But nobody's really seen Travis Benjamin. He's been AWOL. Nobody's really seen anything. So, um, dang, 31 and a half inches of snow. Oh, 3.5 inches. I was about to say 31 and a half inches. Y'all should have been drowning yourself. 3.5 inches. Hey, man, y'all out there. Whew, that snow out there get you. Y'all supposed to get around 4 to 6. Jesus Christ. I'm going to pray for you, John B. This is why I don't live in Ohio. Snow, I'm not, me and snow ain't, we ain't friends. Now, kid you not, now my wife, she'd love that. She'd love to be out there in the snow. She'd probably hit me with about 4 snowballs before I even realized it. Um, if y'all ain't hear that little in the back, she's in the kitchen cooking, man. See, I only tell the truth because that's exactly what would happen. But the other receiver that we have that I didn't mention is Jalen Hurd. The reason I didn't mention Jalen Hurd is Jalen Hurd been non-existent for the last 2 years. He got hurt. First year is he got a bad back. Next year he got a torn ACL. And this year I'm predicting high ankle sprain. So I don't really y'all in the comments make me laugh. Here we go, man. John B and Matt, build me a snowman. Y'all don't be getting frozen in my comments, all right? Calm down over here, John B and Matt. If y'all want to build a snowman, y'all better go and do that and have fun with that. But we don't know what's gonna happen. Hey, what's going on? Click X Factor. We talking about wide receivers, man, basically for next year. I didn't touch on the guys in the draft strictly because I don't see the 49ers drafting a wide receiver in the first round. I see them pray to God they don't draft another defensive lineman. Dear God, no. Why don't we just re-sign Kerry Hyder and spare ourselves? But I'm hoping we draft a DB, honestly, because we literally have none under contract, but that's for another video. But once again, returning Debo, Ayuk, Jalen Hurd, Jawan Jennings, Travis Benjamin, and Richie James. Now, the guys that are not under contract is Kendrick Bourne, River Craycraft, and Trent Taylor. I did have Kevin White there, but I think we signed Kevin White to like one of those future reserve contract things, which to me is stupid because Kevin White is worthless. He was active for like maybe a couple games last year, and all he did was stand on the sidelines. I think he had maybe a few punt returns, but nothing of the sort that made any real impact. Kevin White is a first round bust who's still in the league. How, I don't know. He came out and he's been injury prone ever since he set foot on an NFL field. He's never done anything. So I haven't the faintest idea of what he's going to do besides be on the practice squad and never see a daylight of the game. But it is what it is. Um, so for us, we got some very interesting free agent wide receivers coming out next year that we should be in the hunt for as far as free agency goes. The issue that I don't like with our team is that we always are stagnant in free agency. You know, yeah, that there it is. Click X Factor. You made more sense than anybody. It's definitely true. He played Craycraft over. I will say this: we get real stagnant in free agency. We don't make big moves. We haven't made big moves since Trent Baalke was here. Um, and the Jaguars won't make any big moves because now he's over there doing nothing. He's probably going to screw up that franchise worse than it already is. Um, but what I will say is, if we want to make our team better, then we need to get some free agency guys in here as far as wide receivers and get them in and get them paid. We can get the money just by cutting several players. It's real easy. But for some ungodly reason, I have no idea why they won't do it. It really kills me that this team will not cut bait with players who are not doing anything. We are paying Weston Richburg an abundant, absorbent amount of money. And it makes no sense. Why? Because he's never available. We're paying D Ford an absorbent amount of money. Man, it makes no sense. Why? Because he's never available. So explain to me why we got that kind of money on the books and we paying these dudes to do nothing. I didn't know I was paying you to exist. If that's the case, shit, I want to get paid. I'll go sit on the bench. I will gladly go out there at almost 40 years old, pull a hamstring, and get paid the rest of the damn year and keep saying it hurt. Because I can tell you this, Richard Sherman wasn't hurt all this year. That damn a calf strain does not take 7 goddamn weeks to heal. I played sports, I ran track. There ain't no calf strain take no 7 damn weeks. If you smart and you got all the money that these players do, and you have the training staff, you get over that calf strain in at least 3 weeks at a bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? My hamstring was killing me. You know what my wife did? She went ahead and got some Epsom salt, threw it in some nice hot water, took a towel, put it on it. Man, my hamstring was right as rain within a week. So don't tell me it took you that damn long. Hey, what's going on, Danny Terry? Don't tell me it took you that damn long for you to get over a calf strain. No, it didn't. They were trying to find a trade partner for you, and they couldn't. So after the trade deadline passed, take a couple weeks off, make sure your body's right, boom, get back on the field. Nothing. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, that's right. They kept it on the low. I don't think he re-injured that Achilles again. I don't think he did. You know, Sherm, he gonna be that way to the day he died. He ain't gonna be different. He unapologetic. He from Compton. You know what I'm saying? And as some of my homies say from Brompton, it don't make a difference. Sherm is who he is. That's what it is. But let me get right back on this topic. The free agency wide receivers are pretty much some of the creme de la creme that we have as options here, people. And if we could just pull the trigger on at least 2 of these dudes, we would just have a ridiculous surplus of talent on the squad. And yeah, a couple of these dudes ain't necessarily been the greatest last couple of seasons, but they're still viable guys. So Allen Robinson from the Chicago Bears is out there. Chris Godwin from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they loaded that receiver. They got so many damn receivers you never know. Juju Smith-Schuster is a viable wide receiver. Kenny Galladay from the Detroit Lions. You don't think that Matthew Stafford gonna go and try to pull for Kenny Galladay to come to LA? I guarantee you he will. Will Fuller. Now that goes back to the Deshaun Watson thing. You got to think about it. You already traded DeAndre Hopkins, a top 3 receiver in the league, for a bag of peanuts and an old washing machine that don't work. You let Will Fuller walk. Deshaun really ain't set his foot on that damn field for Houston. And that's the problem as it is. Like, they've done so much in Houston to screw shit up that they can't make it any better. Now, what they do, they go hire a black coach that nobody had on their radar. This dude been coaching college and NFL football for God knows how long. But nobody knows who David Culley is. I don't even know who David Culley is. I just saw that he was a light-skinned brother and he was on the Baltimore staff. And that's about as good as it gets. Other than that, his resume doesn't stand out. It's not very spectacular. But you let Will Fuller walk, another reason Deshaun don't want to play. Now, the Texans have come out, and Nick Caserio said himself, we're not trading Deshaun. But that is smoke. That's smoke blown right up your ass. And I can tell you why. Because if you think about it, you're not going to trade Deshaun, but if somebody walks up and says, I'll give you 3 firsts, a starting quarterback, and a second rounder, Deshaun gone. In the blink of an eye. He gone. It's just obvious. So, but they'll have to start over if they do that, which if you let Will Fuller walk, that's probably going to be another reason he wouldn't want to come. But you got Marvin Jones from where? Detroit. Stafford gonna probably try to be, hey, look, man, get him in here. I know what I could do with Jones. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna slide Cup back into the slot. You're gonna have Robert Woods and Marvin Jones starting if you do that. So those are just some of the things that happen. AJ Green, we were rumored to be going after him. When he was available, possibly. T.Y. Hilton, I love T.Y. T.Y. is a beast. And that is, man, please, bro, if we could get T.Y., the things that we do in this offense, oh, my God. Oh, my God. You don't want them problems. You don't want them problems. As I did state, next up, Sammy Watkins, just a burner, though. Take top off the defense kind of guy, not necessarily your route running type dude. It is what it is. Old man Larry Fitzgerald, I do believe he retires, though. I don't see him coming out and doing much of anything. Got John Ross, another burner. But that's the job. That's supposed to be the job for Travis Benjamin, as far as the burner guy. And then the one man that our very own, the greatest receiver of all time, Jerry Rice, stated that he wanted us to go after Mr. Antonio Brown. Can you imagine being able to get a player of that caliber with that kind of talent in a full season for that cheap? You're not going to pay. He's not going to get a ridiculous big payday, people. He didn't do enough to garner that, and his past has pretty much netted him a situation where his contract is going to have to be incentive laden. So if he wants a $10, $15 million deal, I'm going to need 10 touchdowns. I'm going to need 15 touchdowns. I'm going to need this amount of catches. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need this. Like, there's going to be a viable reason where there's going to be so many different things that are going to come into play. I think in free agency, we should go after the receiver we want. Because here's the thing. You take a chance on a receiver in the draft, you're not going to get a Justin Jefferson every year. Because that young man blew up. Justin Jefferson basically replaced Stephon Diggs and didn't even have to say that. They drafted Jefferson, and that was they. See, the thing I say with Jefferson is Jefferson had the Patrick Mahomes effect that he had on Alex Smith when he was in Kansas City. They got rid of Alex Smith so fast because they knew what Mahomes could be. And they said, we're no longer going to hold this kid's talent back. We're going to let him flourish and let him go out there, do his thing, and get it going. You know what I'm saying? But once Brown got his burst, it did. Look, man, this is the thing. And I always say this about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is a fantastic football player, but he has to be a better human. So I always figured he had some mental issues that he had to get together and get under control. And he had to get the right people around him. Sometimes when you got a bunch of yes men sitting around you, man, you ain't gonna be able to tell. Everybody telling you yes all the time. Hey, should I tweet this? Hell yeah, man. Let them know how you feel. Instead of saying that, why don't you go, no, shut up. Don't do that. Stop. Delete your social media. Hey, man, focus on football. Don't do all this crazy shit. Chill out. You post up on the Raiders. You run out in your backyard like you were a kid in the candy store. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Bro, you just lost a bunch of money. You couldn't keep your mouth shut in New England. You couldn't keep your mouth shut with the Raiders to even be able to get the bonuses you were due. You had to go and sue. So yes, those are things that come into play. Now, once again, AB, what happened? Tom Brady said, "Hey, look, man, come on down there to Tampa, baby. You from Liberty City anyway. Come on down there with us, dog. Let's go get this ring." And now they got a shot. They got a shot to do that. Tom Brady has a shot to win a championship in his home stadium. If he does that, you really can't call him less than the GOAT. Ain't nobody ever won a championship in their home stadium, let alone played in it. It's really hard. But it's a situation where yeah, he did. He did. He photoshopped himself. You're right, Matt. He did do that. Um, but that's one of the things that I'm talking about. So when you look at these guys and you see them, you know what I mean? You want to go ahead and you want to figure out what comes next. What are the things that these guys bring to the table that we don't already have? You can't say anything negative about Antonio Brown because why? Antonio Brown brings to the table something that we ain't had since Jerry Rice. A viable, you know, year in, year out, 1,000-yard receiver that's going to get you at least 10 to 15 touchdowns. And he's going to go out there and he's going to make people miss and he's going to make people frustrated. That's what's going to happen. Period, point blank. And you'll never be able to avoid it. You never will. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a serious thing where you're going to want to make sure that you pay close attention and take a look at it. So Allen Robinson, first guy named on my list. Um, he had 102 receptions, 1,250 yards. He averaged 12.3 yards and 6 TDs. That's not bad, people. You can't be mad at Alvin Robinson. Allen Robinson. He did what he could. Hell, he was bouncing back and forth, but they were playing ping pong between Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles. So what do you expect from him to do? He did what he could. He got what he could do. You know what I'm saying? Yet I have no. Let me tell you this: the Rams getting Jared Goff did not bother me. But ZR Ryder, you make a good point. I want nothing to do with what you just put up right there. I don't want nothing to do with that. It's hard enough trying to stop DK and Tyler Lockett alone. If you add AB to the Seahawks, you can forget the division. You can forget because that defense can be as trash as they want. The offense will just keep scoring. It won't make any sense. I have no need for that. I have no need. I don't want anything at all to do with that. Look at this. I'm gonna put this up here for y'all to see if y'all see this in the comments. And make sense of that. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Antonio Brown. Russell Wilson throwing the ball and running when he needs to. You forget it. You can forget it. You can forget it. I'm glad that ain't happened. I don't want it to happen. I don't need it to happen. But that's one of the things. So Allen Robinson, viable receiver, still over 1,000 yards. He did what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at that. And we're gonna move on to the next guy and let y'all know exactly what's going on with that. We're gonna move on down to Chris Godwin. And Godwin playing for the Bucks, headed to the Super Bowl. So you can't even really be too mad at that. If y'all ain't seen that meme, speaking of the Super Bowl, if y'all have not seen the meme of y'all gonna see it, y'all gonna cry. You gotta find the meme of Patrick Mahomes on Tom Brady's shoulders, and they basically are saying, "Let's take your kids to work." I'm sorry, I find that fucking hilarious. I find it fucking hilarious. I know we're not in for another long season. We're not. Let me just, yeah, it does give you also trying to think about that trio of receivers. That would just be unfair. You could just throw Tyler Lockett in the slot and kiss everybody goodbye. There would be no way to cover all three of those dudes, not on the field at the same time. And if you think about it, DK Metcalf is already a freak of nature. If you allow Antonio Brown to coach that man up in football, oh sweet baby Jesus, it is over. Because he basically would be an AB baby on crack and heroin and meth and any drug you can think of to get you super high, that'd be DK Metcalf. But it wouldn't be in a negative way, it'd be in a positive way. And it'd be in a negative way for us as defense. Um, Ryan Clark says the Rams are Super Bowl contenders now. What do you think of that? I don't think that they're Super Bowl contenders just because they got Matthew Stafford. I've never been high on them. Here's the thing: Matthew Stafford had all them years, and I'm gonna go off topic a little bit real quick, just for a second. Danny, Matthew Stafford himself had all them years in Detroit. He never won a damn thing. He never won a playoff game. Now, what they'll say is he didn't have a great defense. He never had a running game. He didn't have this. He didn't have that. At the end of the day, he's not a winner. Neither is Deshaun Watson. Neither is Deshaun Watson. He's had a couple of winning seasons here and there. They've gone to the playoffs here and there. At least Deshaun Watson has won a playoff game. At least Deshaun Watson is younger, and you know he's going to last you a lot longer. And you know in the system he would rock. And I know that I don't have a quarterback that I gave up a bunch of picks for. That's a short-term solution and not a long-term. There's viable reasons why people want Deshaun over Matthew Stafford. And to me, I'm a liking Matthew Stafford to the running back out of St. Louis. What's his name? Steven Jackson. You stay there for the money. You're just going to get paid. You're a quarterback. You get paid at the highest premium in the league. You know you're just going to get your bread up. You know that cake was coming. It paid you all that money. And after you got all that money, you said, you know what, I'm at the end of the road in my career. I might want to win a championship. If I was in the NFL, I could tell you right now, my goal is not to be on a team that sucks ass for years and years because they're going to pay me. I don't want to be franchise tagged and all that crap. I want to get a good contract that's enough for me to be able to build on for my family so I can turn that money around, invest it, get some residual income, and never have to work again a day in my life. But at the end of the day, the pinnacle of any man's career in any sport is to be at the top and to be able to hoist that trophy, whether it be the NBA trophy, whether it be the World Series title, whether it be the Lombardi, whatever the case may be. It's the World Cup in soccer, all of those things, the women's NBA title. You know what I'm saying? You want to be talked about in the realm of the greatest players of all time. If your thought process is not that, you are playing the sport for the wrong reason. If you really have a love for the game, you want your name to be talked about and remember when you're gone. Jerry played and he wanted to be remembered. 4 rings later, he's remembered. You see what I'm saying? Those are just the things that happen, man. So if you're out there and you're not doing things, then you can't really do much, you know what I'm saying, otherwise. So moving on, Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin has 65 receptions, 840 yards, 12.9 yards a catch, and 7 TDs. Longest run was about 47 yards. He only fumbled once. Those are solid numbers, people. And with a crowded receiver room and them trying to possibly even maybe they could resign an AB, you never know. Godwin has been a great thing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm pretty sure he's very happy out there trying to go ahead and get the ball, run from Mr. Brady himself. We're going to slide over to the AFC. And we're going to take a look real quick here at Mr. Juju Smith-Schuster and take a look at his stats. Now, what's crazy is you see some of these dudes are going and, they did play in the playoffs this year. Juju Smith Schuster, 97 catches, 831 yards, 9 TDs. He only averaged 8.6 yards a catch, though. So, I mean, you can attribute that either to Big Ben or you can attribute that to the fact that he just didn't get many targets. It's all the same. He actually was third on the team in second on the team in targets with 128. So, Deontay Johnson got the bulk of them, but him and Chase Claypool had the 9 touchdown games. Um, Moving on next, we're going to just shoot over to the Detroit Lions and check out Mr. Galladay and Mr. Dome and see what they got. You don't have to worry about any 2020 stats for them as far as the playoffs because they didn't have any. So Marvin Jones Jr., 76 catches, 978 yards, 12.9 yards a catch, 9 TDs. And Kenny Galladay, 20 catches, 338 yards, 16.9 yards a catch, and 2 TDs. So those two guys, I'd have to say Marvin Jones if I was to pick one because Marvin Jones is the better receiver, and that kid is just something spectacular, man. And if you you got to think about it. The way our receiver core is set up, if you have Debo, Ayuk, and you have a Marvin Jones, or you have an Antonio Brown, you have a T.Y. Hilton, those are the kinds of guys that fit into this system. I still like him. If he could get healthy, he'd definitely be a viable threat at receiver. And these guys are still, I'm saying, young. Antonio Brown's probably the oldest receiver on this list outside of Larry Fitzgerald, but no one cares because we don't want Larry anyway. He's old. He's probably going to retire. No need for him. But out of all these guys on the list, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Juju Smith-Schuster, probably Marvin Jones, A.J. Green, T.Y. Hilton, and Antonio Brown would be the premium. And these would be guys that would have ridiculous options, that we would have ridiculous options to go with. Now, the only person that's a free agent as far as our wide receivers are concerned that I would want us to resign is Kendrick Bourne. Here's the thing with Kendrick Bourne. I love him. He drops the ball every now and then. It gets frustrating for us as fans, but he has that infectious personality that makes you love him regardless. But the issue is, what do we do? Do we string him along, give him another freaking, BS 1 year deal? That to me is stupid. I don't find that appealing. I don't know. I wouldn't want to string him along on another 1 year deal. I can't. I wouldn't want to do that to him because he just has too much talent. I feel like he's underused. KB is Mr. First Down / Mr. Touchdown. In the red zone, that man is money. And when you need a first down, he always seems to find a way to get it. But there are just times, like I said, where he drops that ball, and you're like, shit, man, we really needed that catch, KB. And it's frustrating, but it happens. Yes, guys. I see you in the chat. I see y'all. I see everybody. Look. Yeah, look, everybody. Everybody's talking about the same thing. I get to it. Because we're gonna hit on the O line. I got more shows coming for y'all. Believe me, we're gonna touch the whole squad. You know what I'm saying? Offensive and defensive side of the ball. But at the end of the day, to be honest with you, those guys that I named, those are the premiums. Like I said, this is the creme de la creme of receivers, man. If we could get our hands on at least 1 to 2 of those dudes, we are solid for the rest of the year. Even if somebody gets hurt, we're good. Think about it like this. If you have a Marvin Jones, then you don't have to worry about that. If you have a, Antonio Brown, you don't worry about receiving. You get all of the things that you need and you do these things. And I'm telling you right now, man, it's just crazy how great it can be if you have those options. And if you have a healthy Jimmy, it gives him the one thing I can tell you is Jimmy may not have been the greatest quarterback when he had that season and he did the things that he did. But when he had Emmanuel Sanders, you know what he had? He had a surefire receiver that he knew was going to catch the ball. And he was comfortable throwing to him because he was like, all right, cool, I got this. Now, yes, there are certain instances, even this year, where he missed on so many different things. There's guys standing wide open. All of our quarterbacks did it. You know, Speaking of KB, look at that bomb that CJ Beckler, lined up and threw. And what happened? Boom. Who was the one who come down with the ball? Out of all of them people, KB did. Even though it was garbage time and it didn't really matter, that's still a big catch, regardless of what you think. Um, but it's for me, I'm looking at those dudes that I named, and I would really love John Lynch to go out there and go get him. But he would need to honestly go ahead and cut some of these worthless ass players, man. Because I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me just Sport Track. Let me go over there to Sport Track because I believe y'all gonna trip out when y'all see this crap on the money that we paying these old worthless ass players. Hold on 1 second, man. Let me get this going. I'm about to pull this up right now because this Sport Track is the one I use for free agents because they're the most accurate, at least for what I have. Um, so just bear with me just a moment here. Let's see here. Yeah, give me a second. All right, sorry about that. As I'm basically taking a look at this really quick. I'll go ahead and give y'all something. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. So we'll just go to the 49ers and go ahead and take a look here. Let me see. Okay, so this is just free agents. And let's go to spending. All right. Hold on 1 second, y'all. There we go. Positional spending. Give me just a moment. This thing is loading here. It's running a little bit slow. Because, yeah, we do have some leeches on the squad. That's right. Yeah, I know. I saw that, Matt. He was your draft crush there, man. Give me just a moment here. Let me see something. Sorry about that, guys. All right, this thing is taking forever to load. Come on now, get up here. There we go. That's what I wanted. So let me tell y'all right now, man. D Ford, right now, if we leave his dumb ass home, that is $20 million on our damn cap. 20 million. Weston Richburg, if we leave him, $11,803 and $11,803 and 650. Like, this is ridiculous. So if we cut D Ford and Weston Richburg alone, that's at least 32 to 33 million dollars that we have to go out and pay some of these dudes. And see, we have the moment, the option, the allure to go to dudes and say, "Come to San Francisco. We got Kyle. We got an offense. We got Jimmy. We have this. We have that." All of these things can come into play if we do the right things and we make these things happen. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. These things can happen, man. When you have a former player as your GM, it makes it easier because he can identify with these dudes. He can talk to them. He can understand where they're coming from. He can go ahead and slide in there like, "Hey, man, look, you're gonna have this, this, and this. I know you want, certain things for your career, but hey, man, we got a movement going here. I know you saw what happened to us last year. That's just a rash of injuries. I think we're probably the most injured team in the league. I don't think there's anybody who had more people on IR than we did. But it's definitely a fantastic thing, and yeah, it would be nice to see her healthy, but you know that's an if. So I mean, you got to think about it. Those are the guys really counting against our salary cap next year. Is Jimmy, D Ford, Eric Armstead, Weston Richburg, Jimmy Ward, and that's it. Because those are the only dudes in double digits. But out of all of those dudes, if we just cut D Ford and we cut Weston Richburg, man, we could save so much money, almost $33 million to be able to put toward other dudes, to get guys on the squad, to keep guys here. This, I've rarely gotten that, but I have gotten it before, Ronnie. I have gotten the ghost reference before, yes. And hey, I take that as a compliment, man. Omari Hardwick is a handsome brother. I ain't gonna be mad, man. The ladies love that man. That's team light skin right there, brother. Light skinned brothers got to stick together. But if we cut those two dudes and save that money, that automatically opens up endless possibilities for us in free agency to be able to do what we need to do. Remember, at the end of the day, this video was about wide receivers, but we still got to sign our left tackle, Trent Williams. We want him to be there. Now, we got first dibs. He going to want to come with us. We got an O-line coach that's been there with him. We got Kyle Shanahan that's been there with him. He's got some ties. He got a little bit of love. Everybody that we sign is going to have to understand we don't know what our cap's going to be. We're probably projecting lower than we should purposely because we don't want to over project and put ourselves in the hole. We need to make sure everybody understands, hey, I want you to just take this discount for this year, and I promise you we're going to make it up on the back end, baby. I need Jed York to be looking and going, look, man, don't worry about the contract. Man, okay, don't worry about the contract. Look at your bank account on the side. Make sure these transfers do whatever you need to do, but these guys need to come in here, man. These guys need to come in here. I'm telling you, Yeah, slow down on that one there, Matt. Slow down. You got work to do. He is no Dion. Dion was a man of many talents. Kick return, punt return. The man played wide receiver. The man played baseball and football in the same goddamn season. On Saturday nights for the Braves and for the Pirates, and had stellar nights on both. So before you put anybody in the conversation with Mr. Sanders, think twice. And I would defend that man until the ends of the earth because that is my name. And I was always given his moniker when I played around and I played with my homies and we were playing backyard football, street football, sideline pop and all that. You know what I'm saying? They called me prime time, all that stuff. So you cannot give me a DB right now that is anywhere near the talent that Deion Sanders had. That man was a pure athlete. Nobody's done that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The closest other person Deion Sanders played two sports was Bo. But, Bo sat out because he didn't want to play for the Bucks. Came back, got drafted by the Raiders. But while he did that, he went ahead and played for the Royals. So, yeah, it's definitely Revis. Ugh. Don't even mention Darrelle Revis. Revis was He was shut down corner for a small span of time, but he was a fucking crybaby because when Nami Asamoah got paid, he bitched, complained, and moaned to the Jets, and he wanted to get paid more than him. So Rivas, in the words of my Latino community, más o menos. I don't know. I'm iffy on him. But what I will tell you is, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging with me. But those are the wide receivers, man. And like I said, I didn't touch on guys in the draft because I want us to go out and get some proven dudes, man. I don't want to take a chance on a receiver. I'm tired of it because we ain't hit on no receivers outside of Debo and Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't high on Ayuk when we drafted him because I didn't feel we needed to go up and get him. I will stick to my story for the rest of my life. The Green Bay Packers blew smoke up our ass. They would never go get Aaron Rodgers no fucking help. They ain't got that man no help and God knows how long. And sure as shit, what happened? They blew smoke up our ass and made us waste our picks to go up and get Brandon Ayuk, and then they drafted Jordan Love. What a fucking coincidence. But either way, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Once again, the guys that I like, that I would love to see in our, with us, man, at a bare minimum, AB, I'll take TY, AJ Green, Marvin Jones. I like Juju. He's a badass dude. He would probably be good in this offense because you would see a different side of Smith Schuster in the Kyle Shanahan offense. Those things would be a little bit different. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you right now, even Chris Godwin's good. But those are my dudes, man. AB, honestly, number one on my list because of the talent that he has. The man is just a man amongst boys out there when he on that field. And if you don't believe me, just go watch some highlights of Antonio Brown. I don't give a shit about his antics on the field or what he did off the field. When he's playing football, the man is unstoppable. And when he has a full system and somebody that will use him properly, he's gonna be a beast. And if you haven't heard, he's good progress in Tampa Bay, being a mentor for the younger receivers, for the younger players in general. The man's learning, and I'll take that. Because he can come over here and teach Debo. He can come over here and teach anybody else we got, you know. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Thank you so much for listening to me rant and rave. Y'all see the graphic posted on the bottom if you want to support the channel. If not, I just appreciate y'all taking the time out to go ahead and listen to me ramble about 49er football and just, be a true fan and what we all want. Juju, yeah, Juju, that's what I'm saying. Juju's a dynamic and shifty guy. His skill set would fit perfectly in the system. I feel like Juju would be another Debo minus the running back skills when he runs. He's more shifty. Debo will run your ass over and he can run past you. And I mean, if you think the Debo ain't shifty and he ain't got, skills, just go back to when he tiptoed on that sideline against Seattle and walked in for the TD. Like that was a beautiful thing. Let me try to get through some of these comments, man. I didn't get a chance to go through everything. There's so many different things in here, man. Well, teams, Click X Factor, I did see this right here. You said, yo, I thought teams weren't able to make trades until after the Super Bowl. You can make a formal trade, but the trade doesn't become official until the new league year starts and free agency actually goes on. That's the reason why they could actually do that. Fucking John B, man. This is why I tell y'all that motherfucker's hilarious. John B said Kevin White is available as a solo calculator. Oh, fuck me, royally, man. This kid, John B, man, I tell you, boy, you are my saving grace, but I have to deal with bullshit and work all day. I could just go and do a video, man, and just watch you in the comments. You have me killing me. Danny Terry, you probably would be in more snaps than D4. I guarantee you. Let's see here. All right, let's keep going. Nah, yeah, Matt, you gotta stop watching Greg Carr. I think you like just trolling that guy, man. He on high clickbait alert right now. Everything he says, you know what I'm saying? It's all it is. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I definitely will let you know, Danny Terry. You definitely don't want anybody in the. I want a proven receiver, a guy who knows NFL football, knows what he's gonna do, and just get him going and get him right. Because by at least before the season starts, they'll have this COVID thing under control. The vaccines will be out. Everybody will be set, and they'll just keep on pushing. Um, but that's the basis, man. That's definitely it. Um, I don't see anything, from the Rams that are going to make them Super Bowl contenders outside of a freak of nature chance that they get anything. It's not going to be enough, though. It really isn't. Um, if there's a scenario we could get Lattimore on the team and draft Sertain or Asante Samuel, that would just having all three of those dudes. Oh, Jesus Christ! Because this draft is filled with uh, generational talent. You got Asante Samuel Jr. J.C. Horn is the son of Joe Horn, who Joe Horn was one of the greatest receivers the Saints ever had. Yeah, J.C. Horn is a beast. That's a man child out there. Patrick Surtain II, his father was a beast. You see it in the league right now. They playing in the Super Bowl. Antoine Winfield Jr. That young man is a beast. So I love the lineage, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, when Frank Gore Jr. comes up, I'd be very happy to put him in Shanahan's system. Because if his daddy know anything, his daddy know football. And Frank Gore Jr. out there balling right now. But once again, guys, thank you for tuning into the show. I appreciate everyone. Um, I appreciate and love all of you guys for taking time out of your day to listen to me rant and rave about 49er football and just be a fan and be a good person. Um, Thank you to everyone who showed up tonight, who actually watched, who listened to me. And if y'all have anything that y'all need from me, throw it in the comments. I'll get back to you. Me and Matt, have our conversations on the side all the time. But thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all have a wonderful day. I will see y'all on another day. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. The next video that we have is going to touch on the offensive line. That's what we're going to have to hit, man. Because as of right now, we already talked about the QBs, the running backs, and the wide receivers. We got to hit the O line. The guys that we have that are staying, just to leave off, is Debo, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Hurd, Jawan Jennings, Travis Benjamin, and Richie Gang. And we don't have to worry about any of those guys because they're already here. They're under contract and not going anywhere. But it's always good to add to the squad and make ourselves better. Have a wonderful night. Stay faithful, stay blessed. Mask up if you have to. When you're at home with your family, chill out, do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? But when you're out there, just stay as safe as possible. Continue to be blessed. And y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening. And I'm out.